Stover HQ again here. Just about to spray my left-hand guard, front guard. This is my attempt at not trying to get any orange peel, but inevitably I do get some orange peel. It's only slight orange peel, but from what I've heard, the solid 2K colours are a lot harder to get a nice flow, as they're a combination of base and clear. I have sprayed base and clear separately before on other cars, and it has come up a lot better without virtually no orange peel. The gun I'm using is just a cheap gun, bought off eBay, but it's got a 1.3 tip. I'm using about 25 to 30 psi. It's a 2-to-1 ratio mix with a colour and a hardener. I'm using about a 20% reducer. So I'm just going to spray this one today. First I've got to just spray the bottoms, because the gun's just too long with the pressure regulator to get down low enough. So I'm just going to lift up here and do the very bottoms. So I'll just quickly do that. I've tacked it all down and like some grease screw it all down already as well. Try not to get any, I've got gloves on, so shouldn't get any fingerprints on it. I'm wearing a full PPE gear as much as I can. Suit, gloves, shoes, full face mask. I would prefer to have an air-fed system, but I can't afford $2,000 for that. But in saying that, the garage is pretty well ventilated. I've got like 4 exhaust fans and an old Range Rover that I got from a job, which is a canopy Range Rover, and it's got a fair amount of suction on that. I've also got a air fed into the garage by an old inflatable pool pump, and it's a fair amount of airflow. So there's a lot of airflow in and out. It's very well ventilated. So yeah, I'm using a pretty good system, I think, at the moment. So now I'm just going to spray the inside parts of the panel. All up, I'm going to do 3 coats on this one. I probably will have to end up sanding it slightly with 2000 and giving it a buff. I'm using McGuire's 105 Ultra Cut and a McGuire's 205 Finishing Cut, and I'll show those results in another video. And I'm also using a what do they call it again? Instead of a wax, it's a oh, that's right, ceramic coating. Yeah, it's a fairly expensive one. I've tried cheap ones and it is crap. So I'm going to try an expensive one after I've buffed it. But yeah, 3 coats should be enough so that it doesn't sand through or buff through any corners. Only at this stage going to do the outside panel, buffing it, not the inside of the guard. Flutes are going to be pretty hard. I'm not sure where that'll buff those at the moment. I'm hoping it comes off the gun shiny enough not to have to do that. But if it comes to it, I might have to, I'm not sure. Really like the colour. It's a Ford Monza red. That's something I'd say might be a Ford colour on a holden, but I'm not too worried because it's actually a fairly nice colour. I've seen it on a lot of HQs back in the 80s and 90s, and it's a very nice colour. Probably bright red, and I've always wanted a red HQ. I had a dark blue one, which was a BMW colour before. It's called Latest Blue, which is actually a nice colour. See them on a lot of the old M3s. This time I wanted to try red, and I'm pretty happy with the red. So this is just the first coat. So the first coat basically got to leave for about 20 minutes to flash off. Once it's flashed off, I can apply the second coat, and then let it flash off again, and then apply the third coat. Also got in the background, I don't know if you can see, is the plenum chamber grill that goes in the middle of the cowl. Completely sanded that back. That took a long time to sand, that one of those. The last one I had was actually a chrome one, so I didn't have to do any work with that, but that was from the old car. It was pretty much rusted out. So didn't want to go chrome this time because I did not want rust. And in my experience, a lot of chrome parts rust. Unless you keep on top of them, polishing, cleaning, they'll rust. So yeah, I decided to paint this one. And I won't be able to buff this one because of the grill parts itself is very small, and I reckon I'll buff straight through a lot of parts on this. I'm hoping it comes out glossy enough so that I don't have to buff it. It's just hanging off the roof with a piece of wire attached to the roof. I've just got a couple of windscreen washer spray outlets. I'm just spraying, and you can't see those. And I'm painting in gloss red as well. I have sprayed my last colour in acrylic. I just didn't like it. I just could never get a nice shine off the gun with that. And so I did eventually buff the outside. It came out really nice, but all inside the door jambs everywhere, it just did not have a nice gloss. But here you can see it. This is the first coat. And actually, I have done. I didn't show it in the last video part. I didn't want this to be a long, boring video, but I just did another coat. So this will be the third coat. Generally, I normally just stop at 2 coats, but because I want to buff it, and from my experience with doing the body, 2 coats can, buff through to the undercoat in some areas, especially ridged areas. As you can see down the centre of the guard, those areas, the rim of the guard can just buff through into the undercoat, and I didn't want to risk that this time, so I'm going to do a third coat. The only problem with doing it in your garage is there is probably a lot more dust than in a spray booth. But even now, I've seen spray booth jobs, you will get dust in your spraying. It's just part of the job. Really, you just got to sand those areas out and buff them out. But yeah, pretty happy with the colour. This is the third coat, so it comes up fairly well. And you'll notice in the background I've put plastic over everything because from experience of spraying other stuff, it just goes everywhere. You'll get it on all your parts laying around, everything just floats around and lands on stuff. And it makes your job even harder to recondition things. So all this plastic you see in the background is just from doing previous cars and parts of the other cut of my body and just reusing them. I went to a panel shop to get this plastic, as you can't get this sort of stuff super cheap or anything. They won't sell this. All they sell is like little strips of plastic, and it's just not, you can't use it. The stuff I got was a massive roll that actually goes right over the entire car. You cut it to length and you tape it all up the areas that you don't want to get overspray on. I also used a filter. Every time I mixed up my paint, put it in the gun, I'd filter it in case. And after every time I finished spraying, like after this third coat, I'd completely pull the gun apart, clean it with thinners, ready for the next time. Because I've found in the past, if I didn't do that, the gun just wouldn't work properly. As you can see on the bottom of the gun is an inline water trap and a pressure regulator. At the compressor it's actually set at about 100 psi. When it gets to the gun I can actually adjust the pressure there. It's got a little gauge. You can see what pressure the actual gun is. Now the problem with that setup is that it's fairly rigid for about 30 centimeters below the gun. So getting really down low on the panels is a problem. Now, I've watched a lot of YouTube videos on how to set your gun up. The Gunman's a pretty good channel to watch it. I'd recommend that channel. There's a few others as well. Basically, there's not much set up in the gun itself. It's basically wide open with everything. Even the fan settings wide open. You just adjust it back slightly if it's just too wide, but yeah, the flow and everything is just wide open, and it's all regulated through the regulator that's attached to the bottom of the gun. You just set that for the PSI that you want. And I'm no spray painter, I'm just an amateur, but it's come up fairly good, I reckon, for what it is. I said I will have to buff it, but that'll be in another video I do. At least this time I got no runs. Doing the 3 coats was a lot better system than doing, I think the last coat I did was 1 coat, then a second coat. After 20-minute flash I did it fairly heavy, thinking that I wouldn't get any orange peel, and instead I got a lot of runs. But in this guard here, I'm doing 3 coats so that, you know, only 3 light coats. I didn't get any runs at all, not 1 run. So this guard will be going straight onto the car once it's finished. I'll let it dry for a couple of days and harden properly first. But the stand, you can see that it's on. It was a pretty good investment. I got that at super cheap auto. Actually on special, I think I got 2 for $30. And normally they're $30 each, I think, from memory. Could be wrong. But yeah, I did get them half price. Nice and padded on the top of it, you can see, and adjustable to how wide you want them apart. Sorry for the shot of just the back of me all at that time. I just had the camera set up on a pole in one part of the garage. I think I got that full face mask off eBay really cheap. I think they had them in Bunnings for about $270 or something. This one I think I paid around $80. But the filters I've upgraded. As you can see, there was like some insulation tape on there, but that was because I actually put even more filtering on the outside of them, just to make sure that there's nothing getting through. But yeah, that's the third coat done, and it's pretty good off the gun. There is some slight orange peel again, but a lot better than the last time. The guards are fairly straight. Spent a lot of time getting them straight. A lot of sanding. You can see that, yeah, it's a lot better finish this time. Still a bit of dust and that in the paint, but that's expected in the garage. You can see some slight orange peel there. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. Yeah, it's not a show car. It's going to be sort of a once a weekend car, but it's probably the best car I've ever done up. You can see in the background I've put plastic all over the car itself. I don't want any overspray going on it. Yeah, nice straight guards. Okay. It's gonna be tricky. Tricky, tricky, tricky. You have that, eh? Nah, I'm gonna. You go straight out first. Yeah. This guy turned out he's better. I don't want to run to him. Lift it up. Gotta get higher than that guard. Out that way. Yep. Straight
Swing
back.
back in.
No, I've got to go in first.
Yeah, you have to swing in.
That's going to lift right up over this thing.
Yep.
And slowly, you hold your side.
Yeah.
Let's get it up. There. Just watch out what you touch. You're going to hit at the front there. Go down lower. Remember what it lines up with?
Yeah, but there's the cord there.
No, it's not there. Just move one hand and lower it down with the other hand. Lower it. The bottom hand, get rid of that.
Yeah?
Still holding it with the top hand. Alright. I'll put this bolt in here.
I'm assuming it goes here. Yeah. Might even pull over here.
Hello.
Ooh. Careful. I just feel like it's not in enough here. Oh,
Just hold it there. Hold it.
I'm assuming that panel gets pushed forward, this one here.
Yes.
So I'm gonna
Forward.
this.
Yep. No, not too hard. It's not really tight.
I didn't know, sorry.
Hold on. Take a bit now.
What is it?
Need a screwdriver, any skinny screwdriver or something.
Flathead, Phillips
It
has.
doesn't matter. Anything skinny and long. Yep. Just don't touch your guards or anything. I've got to put it in. See how that is
Yeah.
put it in there and line the hole up.
It's not really wrong.
Right. Lining up. Yep. It's lined up. Done. You push in.
What? Which one?
Yes. Stop. This. Loosey. Two to put on the bottom, and that's it, I think. That's it, mister. And when I paint this, put that on loose, and then tighten it all up together.
Yeah.
And then it should be square. Thank you, come again.
You're good?
Yep.
Alright. Peace.